talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. One, two, three, four. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking tonight? Let me tell you about Pop Rocks, and I'm going to tell you why it might be difficult for you to find, acquire, and enjoy Pop Rocks. How about that? Hey, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all of the absolutely free things you can do. Don't cost nothing, you know. It's a click to help out our little show here with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-seeing algorithm. Plus, we do have super chats. We do have memberships, $2.99, the greatest value in internet streaming. There's the begging bar at the bottom of the screen. It'll tell you all you need to know, or you can look in the description of this program and help us out. You know, a little something for the effort. You know, a little something. Just a little something. You know, kind of. Merchandise store where you can find a wide variety of top quality name brand merchandise. Certain to add a charm and glow to any room, a focal point of praise and pleasure that'll earn the esteem and admiration of all your friends and family. It'll be great. They'll love it. Anyway, if you weren't here last night, you do see that the camera is much better than it was because somebody complained. And I mean, they complained a lot. They were, frankly, a real pain in the keister. Yeah, that's it. I said it, keister. And you could have seen the old stuff that we had on the wall behind us before we did it electronically that we're not going to use anymore. But that's because you weren't here last night, so it's really not my fault at all. We do have at least one comment in our chat room. Sky is here. He's technologically savvy, and that's why it will appeal to him that we are covering the technological marvel that is the innocent childhood treat known as Pop Rocks. Terry Nee is here. You probably have seen Terry as a moderator on all your favorite internet programs. He says, my guest asks to see the Tom Gulley mug and clock. Yes, he's got a mug and a clock at his home, I believe. Terry has the 20-ounce Tom Gulley Show mug. 20 ounces. Looks blurry. What do you mean looks blurry? It's pristine. I'm looking at it. Look at the Indy 11. Indianapolis's AAA level kind of soccer team. And if it looks blurry, it's either because Terry's been hitting the sauce again, or, and this is more likely, I'm just blurry. That's very possible. Gilman is here. He says, hey, Gullerinos. He says, just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, so we got some folks. Let's see. Gilman says, I've got my soda and Pop Rocks ready. Well, good, because we'll be covering that in great detail, in more detail than you possibly ever wanted it covered, frankly. So I guess we should just get into it, because I have no more vamping. Usually have a lot of vamping. By the way, Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero, the official tonight drink of the Tom Gulley Show. Terry Nee asserts that Pop Rocks killed Mikey. I'll get to it. It's that urban myth is way more intensive than you would possibly think or imagine. Okay? It really is. But I'm going to get to all that when I tell you tonight about, yes, by the way, thank you, StreamYard, for putting me in this perspective, even though I just seconds ago was in this perspective. Thanks. Gilman is enjoying Terry's nonstop ridiculing of me, which frankly I've grown accustomed to at this point. Pop Rocks, some people call it popping candy. And when I say some people, I mean nobody that I've ever heard of, but it's in the research, so that's it. It is a candy that is currently owned by a company called Zeta Espacial SA. Not SA, although it sounds like it could be SA, but it's not. I'll get into that in a minute. Pop Rocks. What is Pop Rocks? What does it contain? What is it made of? I hear you cry out. Well, I'm going to tell you. Sugar, which we could have guessed, right? I mean, it's candy. And then lactose. Now, many people think that lactose means milk. They're only half right. Lactose technically is milk sugar. So when you hear someone say, I'm lactose intolerant, yeah, probably milk isn't great for them, but it's milk sugar. And then flavoring. And who doesn't love flavoring, huh? In this case right here, it's strawberry. And I like strawberry. That's one of my top 2 favorite flavors. The other being banana. And real banana, not imitation candy banana, which just doesn't taste like a banana. I don't know how they've been getting away with that for all these years, but they have. And it's high time somebody did something about it. Okay, so the concept of Pop Rocks was patented by General Foods. Now, I know that many of you people, when you taste a new food product, like the gum with the little squirty stuff in it, or perhaps a new longer lasting bubble gum like Bubblicious or Bubble Yum or Pringles or whatever it is, you think that these are being made in a kitchen somewhere, old-timey, maybe a wood stove with some rosy-cheeked old lady going, oh, I've got a better idea for pie crust. It's going to be really good. No, that's not how it happens. It's not how it happens. The people that developed this hoo-ha, that's right, I said hoo-ha, excuse me, are research chemists. They are chemists. They know about chemistry. They're not foodies, all right? And so 2 guys, first of which, Leon T. Kremsner, Leon T. Kremsner, research chemist Leon T. Kremsner, tangy and delicious. And then a kind of a famous research chemist, okay? Here's a picture of him. Does this not say, I'm a famous food research chemist? Does that picture not say, I'm at the end of my career? They didn't take any pictures of me earlier on, but I'm a famous research chemist. Now, dig it. This guy's name is William A. Mitchell, okay? And he worked for General Foods from 1941 to 1976 and was the main man, the Mac Daddy, the OG from a chemistry standpoint behind this stuff, Pop Rocks, and Tang. They took it into outer space. Cool Whip. Anybody that watches The Family Guy knows what I'm doing right now. When you say Cool Whip, you don't pronounce the H, and one of them was pronouncing the H. Cool Whip. He also invented powdered egg whites, and during his career, over 70 patents. It strikes me as odd. There's patents for food. I've patented this delicious. It's like, shouldn't it just be food? You just patented. It's a recipe. What is a patent? No, I patented that. All right. And he patented it back in 1961, of course, along with his sidekick, Leon T. Kremsner. Can you taste the Kremsner in this? It's delicious. By the way, for those of you keeping score at home, that was patent number 3,012,893. Now, a subsequent patent by General Foods research chemists Frederick Kleiner and Pradeep K. Roy and Michael J. Kuckman, make jokes in the chat about that one if you want. That was done in 1981, and that was U.S. patent number 4,289,794. Again, for those of you keeping score at home. Now, even though this stuff was invented back in 1961, it wasn't offered to the public until 1976. Apparently, General Foods thinking, hey, the public's just not ready for exploding mouth candy. Exploding mouth candy, make up your own dirty euphemism for that. Anyway, then General Foods took it off the market in 1983. And the reason that they did that, and the reason that Pop Rocks, you probably aren't going to find them at a convenience store, and you probably are going to have a tougher time than most candies finding Pop Rocks, is that it has a relatively short shelf life. And I'll get to that in a second. The distribution of this product, and look at William A. Mitchell there looking so smug. Yeah, of course I invented it. It doesn't last very long, but oh, the oral satisfaction you get from the Pop Rock. Let's just put another picture of the Pop Rocks. This is what the Pop Rocks look like in their natural habitat. That's what Pop Rocks look like. Okay, so distribution was at first sort of strategically done to make sure the Pop Rocks were fresh. Okay? But because they were so popular, people started buying a lot of it, like a chain would buy a lot of it and then distribute it all over in various different markets. And that caused the product to be on the shelf or to be acquired when it was out of date by the time people bought it. And when that happens, they don't pop no more. It ain't no good no more. I ain't buying it for the strawberry. I'm buying it for the, if I want strawberry, I'll get a Jolly Rancher for the love of Mike. It didn't pop. So after that, Kraft Foods licensed Pop Rocks to a brand called Zeta Espacial SA, and they controlled and continued manufacturing it under the license that Kraft Foods gave them, but they eventually bought it and became the only manufacturer of Pop Rocks. Now, it's distributed by Pop Rocks Incorporated out of Atlanta in the United States and by Zeta Espacial SA out of Barcelona, Spain, in the rest of the entire world. Yes. And Zeta Espacial also sells it internationally in other brand names like Peta Zetas, Whiz Fizz, and of course the ever popular Magic Gum. Magic Gum. Yes. Yes. There's actually a history of Pop Rocks development, which was written in 2008 by a guy named Marvin J. Rudolph. I got to imagine there's a chapter on William A. Mitchell and Leon Kremsner. Yes. And Martin J. Rudolph, by the way, he was the perfect guy to write the book because he was the one that was assigned to be the head of the people that brought Pop Rocks out of the laboratory into a manufacturing plant and released it to the world. Yeah. That book contains interviews with food technologists, of course, engineers. Engineers? Okay, candy? Really? Engineers? Marketing managers? And members of William A. Mitchell's family, along with his own experiences. Yeah. There is a similar product called Cosmic Candy that used to be called Space Dust and was also made by General Foods, but it was crap. So we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. In 2012, Cadbury Schweppes, they own everything. Look at how many brands Cadbury Schweppes. You will be stunned at how many brands Cadbury Schweppes actually owns. But the Cadbury Schweppes division in Australia started producing a chocolate product called Marvelous Creations Jelly Popping Candy Beanies, which has popping candy in it. But I'm sorry, chocolate? I don't think it's a chocolate thing. And we've covered the Australians and how. Do I have to go on? There is a prominent British chef. His name is Heston Blumenthal. And he has made a bunch of different desserts that incorporate popping candy or Pop Rocks because of the popping sensation and the nostalgia, of course. Let's get to some of your comments real quickly. There appear to be quite a few of them. Yes, German company, obviously. I don't think it's the Germans this time. I do not think the Germans are behind this. Space Dust, as we mentioned, is Gilman's first introduction to popping candy. Mrs. Fields was a sweet lady. Yeah, but she wasn't there at the factory when they were making that stuff in a giant drum. Please. Meniscus Drywall. Great screen name. Tom, it's kind of crazy you think a bunch of bankers discovered all of the candy. I didn't say they discovered it. Well, a lot of them did invent it. Not all of it. Like we did Jell-O, and that was just made by some regular Joes. But a lot of them, yeah, there's a lot of the foods that we hold dear that were invented by researched and food chemists. Nobody says, I have a pack of Pop Rocks right here beside me. I looked for them today and I couldn't find any. I drove around a little. The odds. Let's see here. He said oral. Oh, yeah. Pop Rock is at Walmart. I was at Walmart, couldn't find them, asked them, but you know what it's like when you ask Walmart, do you have this here? Where can I find the Coca-Cola? I don't know. I don't know if we have any of that, man. I just work here. Cracker Barrel has Pop Rocks. There's a nostalgic candy store that I couldn't find one, or I didn't have time, or let's face it, I was just lazy. I did not have the get up and go of a William A. Mitchell. So, I had to suffer from. Jay Boogie says, I love Pop Rocks. They are great. Looks like something Walter White would sell. Yes. Petrie Bobalong says, I'm Australian. That marvelous creation is crap. It sounds like it to me. My grandmother ate what became Dippin' Dots in New York City in 1948. Okay. There never was a Mrs. Fields, by the way. There never was there a Betty Crocker? I don't think there was. If there is, has been, or was a Betty Crocker, they just keep updating her picture in the, that's what they do. And I bet you're wondering to yourself, how do they make this stuff? Well, I'm glad you asked. The 1980 patents. You dissolve sugars in water, and then you evaporate those at 320 degrees Fahrenheit until the water content is only 3%. Okay? The water and you dissolve sugars in the water, by the way. Very important step. The water and sugar mixture is then cooled to 280 degrees Fahrenheit, which if you spill some on you, it ain't that cool, while being very, very quickly stirred. And then it's pressurized with carbon dioxide at 730 pounds per square inch. That mixture is then kept under pressure and allowed to cool and solidify, embedding carbon dioxide bubbles in the candy. Okay? It also makes the pieces kind of small. The pressure on the cooled and solidified candy is released, and that's what creates the pieces, because when it's released, that candy shatters into what you see before you now. Over there. Right there. Camera left. Yeah. Now, as to what Terry Nee was talking about a little earlier. Yes. Terry Nee always brings up something unpleasant to the show. Let me get to, let's see here. Condensed carbon dioxide. Well, that's part of it. You've got to also include the water and the sugars and the flavoring, but yes. Now, there were rumors, myths, things that you would hear about in the hallways of your junior high school in hushed tones, that eating Pop Rocks and drinking a delicious soda, phosphate, or Coke, or soft drink, like this, would cause a person's stomach to boil, expand, and or explode. And that was caused by the ridiculous notion that Pop Rocks contain like baking soda and vinegar or something like that, which would produce tremendous amounts of gas, much worse than Taco Bell, when mixed through chewing and the saliva that we all have, the spit. One of these myths, one of the more prevalent myths, was that our good friend from the Life cereal commercial, "Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Let's get some cereal, supposed to be good for you. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. Let's get Mikey. He'll try anything. Hey, Mikey, he likes it." That guy, Mikey, little Mikey in the 70s Life cereal television commercials, he was falsely rumored to have died after consuming excess amounts of Pop Rocks and Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke. Life is more Never mind. Now, although this confection, because come on, do you really think that famed food chemist William A. Mitchell or his partner Leon Kremsner would release a product, or that General Foods would, without extensive testing and making sure they weren't going to get liable for killing little Mikey or something? It had been tested, extremely tested, and found safe. It still very seriously alarmed residents in Seattle, Washington. The Food and Drug Administration set up a hotline there to assure freaked out parents that the popping and exploding candy would not cause their children to choke or immolate, spontaneous human combustion, exploding stomachs like the bite of that thing in Cloverfield. None of that, okay? General Foods was battling this rumor as early as 1979, and General Foods actually sent letters to school principals, created an open letter to parents, took out ads in major publications, and they actually sent, who came to the rescue? None other than William A. Mitchell. Yes, they sent him on the road to explain that Pop Rocks, a whole package of it, contains less carbon dioxide, right, than half a can of sody pop. Yeah. And you know this was a problem when they bring in the big guns. When they bring in, look at how smug he is. Oh, yeah, Pop Rocks, Tang, Cool Whip. Yeah, that was me. Powdered eggs? How do you like your powdered eggs? Huh? You're welcome. So that's what happened. Now, I know a lot of you, even to this moment, even to this very second, are going, that's a lot of hooey. I know deep down in the long ago forgotten corridors of my mind, body, and soul, places I frankly didn't think I could be hurt anymore, I know there is something going on with them Pop Rocks. Well, guess what? Anybody familiar with the popular television program Mythbusters? Mythbusters, which frankly I think is one of the most overrated shows on the face of this planet. I know a lot of people like it, but those guys are just a little too happy with themselves for putting chicken guts into a cannon and all that. But they're doing God's work there. They look like they've got two food chemists in between them. I don't know. It's a publicity photo that I have Creative Commons rights to put on the screen. Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman, the guys that are the hosts of Mythbusters, not on the 10th episode, not on the 300th episode. Frankly, I don't know if they've even done 300 episodes, but the very first episode of Mythbusters, they put that Mikey rumor to rest for all time. That's what they did. That's what they done did. And here's how they did it. They mixed not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but six 6, just to get the Ball State ring in there. Let's see if we can get the Ball State ring up there. Yeah, let's get the Ball State ring there. Okay, 6 packs of Pop Rocks. They mixed it up with a 6-pack of that cola, that soda we like so much, right? They mixed it all together, and then they put it inside of a pig's stomach. Because you wouldn't want to test it on a human, would you? Although, I'm just saying. And then they added some hydrochloric acid to kind of simulate the acid that's in a person's stomach naturally. Despite, and see, I don't know that this disproves it as much as I would like. The pig's stomach grew to 3 times its initial size, but it didn't blow up. So, in another stomach, because who doesn't have pig stomachs laying around, right? A whole bunch of sodium bicarbonate along with acid and soda, no Pop Rocks, was able to explode a stomach. I don't know what this proves other than they can blow up a stomach, and that's great television, folks. There were interview clips with the Pop Rocks Incorporated Vice President Fernando Arguiz. Hello, I am Fernando Arguiz, here to answer all your Pop Rock questions, you beautiful people. And he explained the candy and the myth, and Adam Savage later alluded to the myth as a presenter at the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute by showing that Pop Rocks and soda, in smaller amounts, of course, in his own stomach. That's right. In his own stomach. The man put his own stomach on the line. Was not fatal. And maybe it's not fatal. Maybe it's not fatal. I don't know. I will say this, though. I will say this. Even though it's not fatal, the spoon of gloom says that even if you have a cross promotion with the Wednesday from the Addams Family franchise with Netflix, it might not be fatal. But it's a horrible idea to have your Halloween time promotion called Meal of Misfortune. See, because I don't think that needs to be fatal. I think that just needs to be kind of, you didn't buy that meal, you're just renting it for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? You should have just taken it, thrown it into and cut out the middleman in the facility, the lavatory. You know what I'm talking about. Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it. Let's get to some of your comments here real quick. Terry Nee says, my grandma, you call her Grammy. I know you do. Handed down her Pop Rock recipe to me. She was a chemist for Dow. Well, it might interest you to know, Terry Nee, that my father was an employee of Dow Chemical, and I actually lived as a Yonker for 3 years in Midland, Michigan, the headquarters of Dow. And your grandmother's name was never once mentioned. Not around the scrubbing bubbles, not around the death gel that they were making there for the army. Never did I hear. Terry Nee says kids were lying in the hallway at schools around the country. Although, it would be a good way to get out of homework. Hey, everyone, tuning in from Orlando tonight, live from Orlando. Team Brittany is there, everybody. Let's put your hands together for Team Brittany. Team Brittany is a moderator of a show that has 120,000 plus subscribers and regularly has like 5,000 live viewers. Take that, Terry Nee. Team Brittany does that. And you just do shows that, don't. Loves me some Team Brittany. Speaking of which, Team Brittany has very generally shattered our goal. Our goal every night is any amount of money. And Team Brittany has shattered that by gifting one Tom Gulley Show membership. I don't know who got it, but they can thank their good friend and our good friend, Team Brittany, for it. Everybody give Team Brittany a hand for that. And for moderating that show. And that's probably not the only show she moderates. Over 120,000. Over 5,000 viewers. What do I got in here right now? 8. All right. Terry Nee said, but they didn't send out Mikey because he was dead. Seriously? He wasn't dead. A candy revolt is due. That's just a myth. That's just a far-flung. Terry Nee says, my best friend swallowed Pop Rocks and jumped into the deep end of the pool. He flew out like a beach ball. It was tragic. Still haunts me. Seriously, Terry? I'm a reluctant hero. Rock E. Shepherd got it. See, the people that get the memberships, not all of them, but a lot of them are people that hate my guts and just got the subscribership to say mean things about me. Doopa-doopa-doo says, hello, Tom and chat. And a little applause for Team Brittany. Oh, yeah. Team Brittany knows what's up. I've been to Orlando. I used to live in Tampa. Oh, yeah, don't kid yourself. Yeah, and Naples. Both of them. Please like, share, subscribe, retweet, notification bell, all the absolutely free things you can do to help this show. It don't cost nothing. That helps us with the algorithm, the almighty, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-seeing algorithm. It does. It does. Plus, we have, as Team Brittany just demonstrated, we have memberships, and we have super chats, and we have the PayPal, of course. You give the most, I get the most, and Google don't get nothing. And then there's the merch store. Terry Nee, of course, has purchased a 20-ounce. It's what's been called the biggest mug for promotional purposes on the market today. If you really need some coffee, if you really need some oatmeal and yogurt, if you really need, as Terry Nee does from time to time, some Metamucil, 20 ounces. You can find it on my thing there. And you don't have to you can get it in the skant design. Good old skant. Get it that way too. Yes. The skant design. By the way, I pinned the link to this program at the top of this chat. Anybody who wants to, every random Joe, every Joe Six-Pack, Johnny Punch Clock, Susie Housecoat, you can just come on in here and get me kicked off the internet. Kind of. Terry Nee expressing go Team Brittany. Team Brittany says, Tom, I have the best prank for you. I'll email you tomorrow. Epic. LOL. I cannot wait. Everything else you've sent me has been golden. Terry Nee says, did I ask if you ever went to Stan's in Goodland, Florida on Marco Island? I seem to remember that name for some reason, but I didn't really go to Marco Island that often. Just a couple of times. I think I went to Marco Island more when our family had a place down on Pine Island, but I don't recall going to Marco that much. Let's see here. Tom has AOL. What of it? You got mail. Hey, doopa-doopa-doo, doopa-doopa-doo. And, yeah, I might still. I was a community leader on AOL when it first started. And when you were a community leader, well, see, what happened was I got AOL, which was at the time $9.95 a month. And then I think it was $2.99 or something of that nature for each subsequent hour. You got 10 hours for that $9.99. And then after that, it was $2.99 an hour or $2.95. I can't remember. And I'm not joking here. I had bills from AOL of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I was on it all day and all night, and from work. Yeah, I was on AOL a lot. So once I went about 6 months through there, and seriously, I was paying them $300 a month, $400 a month back in the mid-90s. And at one point in time or another, a friend of mine became a community leader and asked me, because I was doing so much posting in the soccer section and in those chat rooms, he goes, you should just become a community leader. And I said, I don't want to do that. That's a real downer of a job. He goes, yeah, but you get free AOL. And I went, yes. And so I did that for a year or two, and then I stopped. But they kept me on the free list, and then, of course, they eventually made it free. But anyway. Team Brittany, so generous. Thank you so much. That you are too kind. You are too kind. She has gifted 5 more Tom Gulley Show memberships. So 5 more people will be saddled with the curse that is this show. In a good way. In a good way. And Team Brittany getting the rightful plaudits that she deserves for doing that. Yes. Did I have a girlfriend on IM? No, I did not. I did not. Why would I do that? I tell you what, when I lived in Naples, I had a real good girlfriend. She knew things, is all I'm going to say. Terry Nee is falling asleep at the mention of soccer, even while I wear my Indy 11 jersey, supporting my hometown through the purchase of licensed merchandise. The Al Gore rhythm. Yes, well, he invented the internet, so. The Al Gore rhythm. We do have the link posted at the top for anybody that wants to take part. There's one guy that does once in a while, says he's the producer of the show. He is never here. Which, look, when he comes on, I'll humor him. He's not. Tomorrow night, Jim Varney will be our topic. Jim Varney. Dupa, for some reason, asking Terry Nee, who is your favorite golfer, which is completely off the topic. And strangely now, thank you, Dupa, I'm really interested in knowing who Terry Nee's favorite golfer is. His favorite golfer is apparently a foreign golfer named Sounds Korean? I don't know. Can't tell. By the way, that's all I got to tell you about Pop Rocks. That's it. Ain't no more. There just ain't no more. I don't have any more to tell you. But I will keep the picture of... And by the way, let's thank the tireless work of those unsung heroes, the food chemists like Clark Griswold, who do that tireless, thankless work to provide us tangy and delicious foodstuffs that we all may enjoy. Like Pringles. You know, there was a food chemist in on that, fusing all those spare random potato parts into a, you know. Oh boy. Team Brittany says, my favorite golfer is Peter Tragos from The Lawyer You Know. Be scared, guys. He's good. I don't know if he's good at golf. I know he's good at doing a show. But here's the thing I really can't stand about Peter Tragos. He's just too damn good looking. Now, if I was as good looking as Peter Tragos, we'd have more than 9 people in here right now. Trust me. And most of them would be gals. And I'm not, you know, because that's unfair. It's just unfair for him to be that damn good looking. The hair, the tan, the whole 9 yards. He's a lawyer. He should know to play fair. Come on. Probably Jim Furyk, Pennsylvania boy. Oh, boy. Well, then mine's Fuzzy Zeller, Indiana boy. Team Brittany, you've got mail. You've got mail. Thank you. That's my impersonation of the AOL connection sound. And scene. All right. That's how we do that. That's how we do that. Links posted at the top of the page if you want to rock and roll on that. Look, doesn't he just look so proud of himself? I mean, he's got a right to be proud of himself, but I think it's the crossed arms that do it. Maybe it's the turtleneck. I can't really tell. He does look like a seniors pro golf guy, though, doesn't he? Oh, whoops. What did I do that for? I'll do this instead. The curse, guys. Deal with it. I don't. What do you mean by the curse? You mean this curse? Believe me, I've been dealing with it for many decades. Even when I was dashing, I wasn't that dashing. I wasn't nearly that dashing. Trust me. I wasn't as dashing as that guy is dashing. I don't have an urban legend created about me, although I think there should be one. Actually, there is kind of one. I just forgot. Right at the time the David Letterman Scholarship was awarded, and that I won, he also dedicated a bank of audio production rooms to the university, and there was a plaque next to it that said, dedicated to all C students after me. Everybody thought I was a C student because of that. Well, let me tell you something. I was not a C student. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hold on. I might be able to find a picture of that. Hold on. I might be able to do a little in-show research. Oh, well, maybe not. Hold on. Hold on here. I'll see if I can find it. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. Let's see here. This isn't going as fast as I'd like. Here we go. Why are there so many copies of that? Okay, I don't need to see any of that hoo-ha there. Come on now. The work that I do, the tireless work that I do on this show. All right. Let's see here. Oh, come on. I'm already growing tired of looking for this. Oh, wait. Let me see if this is a better... Maybe that's a better search right there. Terry Nee reports to us that the actor John Gilchrist, who plays Mikey, is still alive and well. He has since become an advertising executive and has embraced his legacy as the Mikey character. Well, good for him. Team Brittany says he's very good at golf. Peter Sparkle Teeth Tragos? Is that who we're talking about here? Okay, I did find it. Hold on. This is going to be worth it when we get to it. It'll be worth it. He's very good at golf. He's got sparkly teeth and hair. Try doing a show with the microscopic amount of talent that I have. Tell Peter Tragos that. Belly on up to the bar there, Peter Tragos. Actually, I like Vijay Singh as well. So this is actually part of that urban myth, to be honest with you. There I am, right there, back in the 80s, on the cover of the Indianapolis News. Yes. Yes. Long hair, don't care. Look at that guy. Look at that fella right there. Look at him. Man, oh man. And by the way, I had just played a soccer match, and that right eye there that you see is so black and beat up, like I generally was, to be honest with you. But that's probably part of why the myth exists as well. So they wanted some publicity stills, and so there. How many decades ago was that? Well, you can probably tell if you do the math of the 12686, I think that is, at the bottom of the plaque. I for reasons of vanity, I don't really want to say. It's a long time ago. I'm old. I thought we had covered that here. I thought we had covered that here. Guess what, though? I'm not the oldest one in the chat. That I do know. There's another person in here that, unlike Team Brittany, does not moderate shows of 120-some thousand subscribers. I'm just going to say. He's older than I am. Let me see. Poor Mikey. Yeah, poor Mikey. Tupa says, shots fired. Terry Nee says, Tom met the inside of a locker many times. Terry Nee, if you're talking about me putting things inside my locker in the locker room of a Division I sports program that I played for, then yes, you're correct. A sensation I'm sure you're unfamiliar with. Old man. Listen, man. Work? Come on. Come on. I don't know what that's for, but I'll accept it. Let me find another picture here. Let me find another picture that might be appropriate for our oh boy. Gosh, I just found some pictures. I don't really know if I want to show any. Oh yes, here's me accepting a national award for advertising creative that I did. Look at that fella there. Yeah, look at him. Look at that son of a gun there, getting the big award. People clapping in the background and thrilled. Let me see if I can find another great picture. Let me see here. Well, here's another one. Yeah, here you go. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that right there. It's an honorable mention, but it does say comedy on it, doesn't it? It does say comedy on it. Let's see if I can find another one. Well, this is was this my freshman year of high school, I think? Or I think it was my freshman year. I don't know. I'm not great at math. You know, who knows? I'm not great at math. AV Club, that's Alpha Epsilon Rho. That's the National Broadcast Fraternity. You person. But there's another one here. And ladies, and if there's any small children in the room, you're going to want to watch out for this one. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Watch out, folks. Hold on to your hats. Hold on to your hats. Now, you did not want to see that rampaging down on you back in 85 or what it was. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Oh, boy, you're in trouble now. Dupa says her favorite golfer of all time is Al Cervic, Rodney Dangerfield and Caddyshack. A fine golfer. Terry agrees with that. Yes, Peter is the best. He is really good. I enjoy him. But you know what? I started really watching him a lot. And I also watch Justice Served TV quite a bit. There's one with a young lady. Oh, what's that one called? Oh, I can't think of her name now. And she was good. But I think Melanie does the best job, and I like her show the very best of them all. They're looking away from you. Of course, they're hiding their eye. You can't look at that much greatness. You avert your eyes. Dang. I had that same hair then. Still can. Darn right, Terry. We older guys. Is that real? They're all real. I don't know which photo. I hate math. I do too. Did I show this one yet? Look at that fella. That's my freshman year of high school. Free at the grocery store checkout. Yeah. Well, not free, but bargain priced. We'll just put it that way. Let's see what else I got here. I might have another goodie since I'm trying to kill some time here. Let's see. Parking commit. Oh man. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, sales code Doc Miller, IBJ. Oh, yeah, here's one from the Indianapolis Business Journal. There you go. There you go. My first job in advertising. What a thrill. What a thrill. Let's see here. News, National Student Paradigm. Demon 75. Okay, get ready to go. Aw. Yeah. That was not taken. That was taken by my father, I think. That was not a professional photograph. Look at that. Look at that guy. What a cute little yonker. And then, of course, look at that. Look at that right there. Yes, sirree, bobcat tail. Yeah, sirree. Yeah. A lot of people don't think that's real, but it's real, man. It's real, man. I'm telling you, it's real. Oh, it's real. There we go. All right, let me see here. Dupa. I like how you keep getting closer and closer to the camera. And Terry, I like how you keep getting closer to the avatar. And let me see. I haven't looked at his avatar. Oh, it's the bird again. Yes. Nice jumper. Yeah, it was a nice jumper, wasn't it? What a cute little kid. What a cute little guy there. Look at that fella. Just happy to please. Let me see here. Team Brittany says, whoops, not to advertise here, but WFLA. If you guys are going to hit a hurricane, we got you. WFLA, big station down there in Tampa. And a guy who graduated from my high school, older than me, was the morning guy there for quite some time. Mark Larson, I think, was his on-air name. I know his real name. I won't give it, but great station. If I'm not mistaken, was Bubba the Love Sponge on that? I was on WSUN for a very brief time when I was down there, but I did a late night show. It was a late night talk show on WSUN. But I enjoyed my time in Tampa quite a bit. I lived on Carolina, I think was the street, just a couple blocks off of Bayshore down there in Soho, South Howard. And just walk 2 blocks, you're right there on Bayshore. It's this huge sidewalk right on the bay. There's the wall, jump over it, you're in the bay. And this beautiful, flat, perfect sidewalk was just wrapped all the way around the bay. So oh man, and people were out rollerblading and running with their dogs and stuff. And it was quite a meat market out there, let me tell you. And I was just rocketing back, and I was working on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I was doing all sorts of fun stuff. It was a hell of a time. Tampa was nice then. It really was. I very much enjoyed my time in Tampa. Very, very much. Good town. Good town. Let's get that off the screen. People are just going to take that and do nasty things to it. So that's all that's going to happen. It's okay. It's been out there. It's fine. I got anything else here that's of note that'd be interesting to y'all? Anything at all? I got my parking permit. How about a record? Oh, this is good. This is an ad I got a bunch of awards for way back when. Oh, I got to kick something out of that. Oh, I've exceeded my 10... StreamYard, don't be such a chintzy. This is an ad I got a bunch of awards for back in the day. Let me just... Yep, there we go. It's just, frankly, it's brilliant, isn't it? Isn't it really? Isn't it just... What else do I got here? Since I'm killing time, and we were doing pop rocks, and it's all about the nostalgia, right? I mean, it's all about the nostalgia. Let's see, confirmation. Let's see. Oh, boy. Okay. Now I'm really going to ridicule myself. Check this out. This is my kindergarten picture, which many people have likened to Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine. Yes, okay, go ahead. Get your licks in while you can. Let's see. Screenshot it. Look at you. Yes. We haven't forgotten your attempt to kill Mikey. I would never do that. He's an advertising executive. We got to stick together. There he is. There he is. From the Midwest. Look at that. The stunning and vibrant colors in that shirt. Sheldon. Look at the bright, dazzling array of brown in that shirt. Truly mad, yes. The usual gang of idiots. That has been often referred to as my Mad Magazine. And the dark circles under the eyes were just creeping in at age 5. Just getting their start. So, stunning and vibrant colors. Yeah. Does that boy have downs? Well, the jury's still out, man. The jury's still out on that. Let's just go ahead. Tomorrow night, Jim Varney will be our topic. I would like to extra specially thank Team Brittany, who gifted not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6. Let's get the ring a little more. Can we get the ring a little better? Is there any chance we can get the ring in there just a little better? 6 memberships to the Tom Gulley Show. This is so nice of you, since the people who are here every day just, oh my God, not Carolina and Bayshore. Oh, I lived in this great condo. It was good times. Back when the whole back section of the creative loafing was the dating ads, SWM, Seeks, blah, 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 and a little 4-digit. You'd call the number and press the 4 digits of the gal, and then you'd meet. Yes, Team Brittany, brings her A game. Thank you, Team Brittany. Thank you. And I'm very much looking forward to your prank. And we'll talk about it tomorrow because tomorrow is Jim Varney. And nobody likes a prank more than Jim Varney, huh? Wow, the hour has just flown by. And let's see here. And some dude answers. Stop it. That was a special time. That was a good way to meet gals if you were new in town. All right. With all of that being said, and I mean all of it, with all of it being said, with all the silly pictures, because I was vamping for time, tomorrow's Jim Varney. You guys have been awesome as usual. No, I'm no Peter Tragos, and I'm certainly no Melanie Little, but I do my best. And I did win an honorable mention in the audio comedy category of Alpha Epsilon Rho, which is a National Student Production Award. Thank you. Hey, Vern. With all that being said, thanks for another fun show. Well, thank you for being here. Tell your friends. Hurts, don't it? Tell your friends. All right. With all that being said, I think the only thing left to say is, till next time, we'll see you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. They call me Mr. Gulley. I've got something for your ear. Now it might sound kind of funny, but I'll make it very clear. So what we talking about? We're talking about spiders, and we're talking about pervitin', and we're talking about Bigfoot. I'm here to tell you where he's been. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. They call me Mr. Gulley. I'm here to save the day. They call me Mr. Gulley, and I'm gonna lead the way. Here we go now. I'm talking about Mr. Gulley, and you don't know where he's been. Oh no, he's been right in your alley. Well, I'm Mr. Gulley, yes I am. So what we talking